So when you watch film on Houston's defense,
Yeah.
it seems like they've got 8 guys on the floor sometimes. How do they maintain that much pressure, that constant on so many different positions, and how do you beat it?
Yeah, I think they got a great coach. They've been one of the better defensive teams in the country for, however many years. They're number 1 in the country this year defensively. So they're as good as advertised. I think the few holes that they have in their defense, it's some stuff that we do really well. Our decision making, being fundamentally sound, being ready to shoot. I loved our guys' approach of just letting it fly. Last game against McNeese, we talked about it. They got a half a hand up, shoot it, because you're not going to beat them off the bounce. And so we're going to get Houston in rotations because of how they play. They are great in their rotations. We got to be simple, and being ready to shoot is going to be important.
You got to be super poised too, right, to make that right pass out of their pressure.
No doubt. And when you turn it over, it's a 40-minute game.
Right.
You're going to turn it over. And if we don't have one turnover, then, credit to us. But it's probably unlikely. So when you turn it over, have a strong face, huddle up, talk about the possession, what happened in the possession, fix it, right? But we can't let one turnover turn to 2 and 2 go to 3. So I think our approach to the game, I talked about it from the shoulders up, right? We're not the most physically imposing team, but we got to be the most intelligent team. And I think with our group, our basketball character that we got in that locker room, it's got to show up. And our guys have done that. We've been in this position before. So we got to give our fans that's going to be there something to cheer about.
So they're going to try to take the ball out of Braden's hands. They're going to try to take the ball out of Trey's hands.
Yeah.
Are those your most important decision makers, or is it the guys they have to pass it to who have to make that next decision?
Yeah, it's going to be everybody. Fletcher's going to be in action. CJ's in action. Miles is going to have opportunities. Like, our decision making is going to come from more than post ups, ball screens. Our decision making, like when you're supposed to be in a spot, like you got to be in that spot, and that's going to be important for us because our spacing to how we do things is key. It's different than we have in the past, and our guys have done great with it. That's why we're one of the best offensive teams in the country, because we are talented and we have a great scheme to what we do. So Braden's going to have to be a great decision maker. Trey will, but all 5 guys are. We've worked on it all week. We've showed the film. They're extremely aggressive in what they do. They got Defensive Player of the Year. They got an all-defensive team front line. So, and their guards are great. Coach, I'm noticing in film, when they make a mistake, he's ready to sub them out. So those guys they're on it.
So Gonzaga puts up 76 on them. A lot came late, but that's a lot of points for Houston, given their body of work. Did you see anything from them that might create some opportunities for you?
Yeah, I liked what Gonzaga got to. I just thought they got to it too late. I thought if they would have got to a better start, it would have helped them. Like I said, they have some holes into what they do because all defenses do. Like, there's no perfect defense. If it was a perfect defense, we'd all try to, emulate that. So they have some holes. It's going to be up to us to do our job and exploit them. But you can't just do it for, 10 minutes. It's got to be a full 40-minute effort. I did like what Gonzaga did. Gonzaga has multiple ball handlers, and they have multiple decision makers. Their 4s made great decisions. Huff, Big Graham, he made good decisions. I thought their spacing was solid. We talked about it. We're going to make a couple adjustments, we used it as a learning tool. But no, Gonzaga did some good things. Like, Houston doesn't. They want it to be a certain style of game. Yeah. We're going to have to get stops too. We can't play in the half court because, if you play in the half court against any defensive team, let alone the number 1 defensive team in the country, you're going to struggle. And so if we can get some stops, we got to keep them off the glass. That's probably going to help our offense more than anything, is us keep limiting them to one shot because they're so great on the offensive glass and taking care of the ball. So if we can give ourselves, we always talk about winning the possession war. In a game like this, it's the most important time to win the possession war because they want it to be in the 60s. And we're not going to win a game. We're not going to win the game if they outnumber us with possessions. So it's going to be important for us.
Gotcha.